Hi, my name's Jerry Saccridder, and I'm addicted to Cookout. Ever since Cookout came into town, I just thought it was the best thing ever. People would always say like, "Oh wow, $5 and some change for a full meal." It just seemed too good to be true, and eventually I found out that it was. And when that Cookout hit my lips, that's when I realized it was too good to be true. I started getting Cookout just when I drank, and then eventually just kind of grew from that. I'd be hungover or something after a long weekend partying, and I think to myself, some Cookout would go great right now to really perk me up and get me in gear. And I would start getting it whenever I just felt down, at all. And eventually it led to when I accomplished something, I rewarded myself whenever I saw it was necessary. And then eventually, it led to, if I just wanted it, I would just get it. Like there was no question, what I thought was a normal thing that a lot of people had, it just started spiraling out of control. And eventually sometimes I would want it and I would get it. And then there was other times when I wouldn't even want it and I'd still get it. And there'd be times when I maybe had $4 and some change in my account, and I really just I couldn't buy it, like it was hands down. But eventually I would ask around for a couple of dollars here and there, and some friends would help me out. Of course, I'd lie to them, say it's for something else, like I'm getting Wendy's or Captain D's, or I need, tickets, money for a ball game or something. And of course, they'd help me. They don't know they're helping fund such a disease. And or sometimes I'd even scrouge through the couch cushions, and then my car seats and stuff like that. And sometimes I'd even try to go to the library and see if anyone left any extra change in the little dip hole there. Yeah, I hit an all-time low. I'll admit it now. Some people in Cookout when I went there knew me by name, and and then some people even knew me by middle name, which I kind of thought was weird, but I didn't really think anything of it because I saw that Cookout and I knew that's what I was getting. Hands down. Fingers down, chicken fingers actually. Oh God. Sometimes I would even go into Cookout when it was closed, and I would go in there at like 4 in the morning or something, and be going through the drive-through laps over and over again, just hoping they'd reopen or someone's in there just hiding. Which I knew before going in there that it would be closed, but for some reason something just said, what if there's a chance that they had a late night or something like that? And, it was bad. No one was there. I would just be banging on the doors, hoping they would get me in. Sometimes I even thought about breaking in there, but I never got ballsy enough to do it. Nor did I have the tools to do it, really, because I spent all my money on Cookout, didn't have enough money for tools or anything like that to do it with. Yeah. And I'll be honest, even one time I went during a tornado warning. The streets were going crazy, and there was, outside the wind was blowing and stuff like that, but I still saw it too, that I needed some Cookout. And eventually, I went through the drive-thru, and one of them came out and said, "Yeah, we're taking cover. This is a tornado warning." And then eventually, I was just in shock. But I was like, "Okay, I guess I understand." A sense of clarity came to me in that moment. But then, as I was driving away, I heard him laughing at me. Give me a sec. Yeah, they were laughing at me, and I thought, of all the times I need Cookout, now would be the best time because I'm the most stressed at that moment, and it was kind of disrespectful. It almost made me want to not go back there all in all, but I know I couldn't do that. But looking back at it, I guess that wasn't the best idea to go during a tornado warning and probably a tornado in the area. But you know, I got it worked out. I went to McDonald's for the meantime, and they were still operating. So you know, I went there, and that tided me over until Cookout was reopened later, and eventually I went back and got some. So, and you know, one of the hardest things was, you know, my friends realizing that I had a problem, and they even said, you know, hey Jerry, we think that you might have a problem with Cookout, and we were wondering if there's anything we can do to help you. And of course, like an addict, I told them no, there was no problem, they had nothing to worry about, but they knew something was up whenever they came in and found me one day. I took a nice nap after a good old Cookout tray. Nice Cajun chicken for a main dish, some hush puppies and a chicken quesadilla for the side, and that cherry Dr. Pepper. I can just feel it now. But no, they caught me. I was napping with all my receipts, and I had a couple Cookout trays next to me, and you know, it was bad. It looked bad. They wanted to help me firsthand with their own ways, and eventually they realized that it wasn't working. So they eventually they checked me into rehab. I got the help I needed. Admitting it's the first part.